Hello, today I'm speaking to Harry Newman of Swift, and we're going to be talking about Target 2 Securities, T2S. So Harry, what are some of the main challenges for, and also opportunities for market infrastructures and market participants that have been created by T2S?
Well, I think for the market infrastructures, it's going to be mainly challenges. What T2S is going to do is create a new layer of infrastructure in the industry underneath all the CSDs and other players. And what they're going to have to do is going to take about 25% of their operation, if you will, out of them and put it in a central bank layer at the bottom. So for them, it's going to be more or less compulsory. And their challenge is going to be to keep their costs down, to keep their prices down to their clients as that process goes through. And then the resulting changes in business between them, which could also happen, could be quite significant. So for them, it's going to be mostly challenge, I think, but with some opportunity perhaps for business to move around between them in this process. Now, for the other participants, that's, I think, a different question. There's a mixture of challenge and opportunity, depending who they are. The custodians who are going to have a greater choice, I think. They're going to be able to choose whether to be a direct player in T2S, and that's the first big question. And then whether they continue to operate as they do with sub-custodians and putting their traffic that way, or putting it directly into CSDs. This is really the big discussion, I think, at the moment ongoing.
I mean, when should affected institutions start to prepare? You know, what steps should they take first?
Well, if you're a CSD, then you should have started already, and in fact all of them have. For non-CSDs, now is the time to really start thinking about it. Because although it doesn't go live until 2015, and people tend to think, oh, that's years away, the reality is that if they don't budget this year, then they're not going to do anything next year. So this year they really need to be thinking about, should I be a direct player, and how do I want to make my business change and take advantage of this change this year, and then next year actually do the building if they're going to do any building. So right now is the simple answer to that question.
Is it possible to build a positive business case for T2S?
Well, I think that's almost a question of if we wanted to get to there, we wouldn't start from here. I think a business case for T2S, if we assume that T2S is going to be built, which it is, then a positive business case can be built, yes. For the CSDs, it's just a fact of life, I think. And for everybody else in the market, the business case is really about should I join or not. Now, once T2S is going to be built, then one can build a positive business case. And that depends on my business, and it depends on what I'm going to do and whether I want to be a direct player, and really whether I think I can have a better stance in the marketplace as a direct player or not, and whether I want to rationalize my whole normal operation with all the other players as well.
What about service providers? I mean, what should impacted institutions be looking for from service providers?
For a service provider, I think the main thing I'd be looking for right now is help in should I be there? What does it mean for me? So it's all about the business impact, the operational impact at the moment. And that's actually quite a deep question. You know, it's a big change in the marketplace. And there are various possible scenarios for the way it's going to work out. So it could just be a settlement layer underneath all the CSDs, which other players in the marketplace don't see at all. Or it could be a more visible marketplace, a visible feature, which everybody will be using. So I'd be looking for a service provider who could help me understand the possible scenarios and get awareness and training going now in my key people so that I know perfectly well what's going on. And then I'd be looking for someone who can actually just take all the hassle out. Because at the end of the day, this is going to be a big change in the back office and settlement processes. But what I'd want is a service provider that can take all that rubbish away from me and allow me to focus on my business with my clients and build a better model for delivery to them.